The Squatch.
Alright. So, over here in the bottom left-hand corner of Newkirk City, I believe is this map is called, it is Babby Terran, the Yellow Terran, aka Yoigen.
And the lower right-hand corner of our map, in the green trunks, it is the Zerg player. Does he like animal quackers?
Oh snap, you went there.
I was gonna say, does he like Cheez-Its or animal quackers? But I didn't say Cheez-Its.
That's interesting. Like, one of my friends had just brought up Cheez-Its, apparently a new flavor of Cheez-Its the other day, and I realized that I hadn't had them in so freaking long.
They're not that good for you.
No, they're horrific for you. Yeah. That's probably one of the reasons I have
yeah.
I've stayed away from them.
Boxes of Cheez-Its as a kid.
Oh my god, yeah. It's one of those rite of passages. Like, you can't take that away from childhood. It's just one of those things that you realize eventually how bad it is for you in childhood. Like Oreos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like in my teenage years when I used to sneak out and go drinking in people's basements, there would always be Cheez-Its
Cheez-Its,
there.
yeah.
Always be Cheez-Its.
Because Cheez-Its had party mix, too, that you could just, like, pour out.
Yeah. Those are the days, man. Now it's like lettuce, beans, and meat. But it's okay. It's alright.
And yet again, we have another pretty fast drone scout. I mean, this is something that we really haven't seen in the metagame recently in ZVT. It's definitely a big deterrent to your opponent going for 2 racks play. And he will be successful in scouting whatever he wanted to scout, as he does have a hatch first, followed by a pool, as would be considered normal in like 99% of TVZs.
Yep.
Gas.
Yes. Followed that up.
Now that is interesting.
So if you are up away from the computer right now, walking around in your room, just listen to this casually. I'm going to let you in on a nice little tip. You need to post your link to your Raptr profile in the chat for a G400 mouse. There are literally 4 or 5 people competing for this thing right now. And that's cool if you want to let those people win it. But if you want the opportunity to be entered into a drawing to win a G400 mouse, go to Raptr, sign up, and post your profile in the chat right now.
Whoa, this looks cool. The rock tower. It has like a little, I forget what you call that. It's a certain type of weed. I just can't.
Wait, where?
Go to my camera quickly. I think it's 3.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Dustin Browder, I'm sure he's proud of that.
He's like, how can we make rocks cool again?
Let's put a little weed on it.
We'll give them soul patches.
That, I cannot unsee that. I'll think of that as like Dustin Browder's chin right there.
Yeah.
And his soul patch. Alright, so we do have a single
down.
Marine, unfortunately biting the dust, as 2 Zerglings do meander on to go into the opponent's base.
Quackers has opted again to take his drones off of gas.
This is sick. Like, this is the second time that we've seen this play. Just tries to sneak an SCV into the main base while the Marines just tank the Queen. And this gives you so much more scouting information. Look, he saw speed.
Gets the reveal.
Yeah.
He sees that there's nothing on gas right now, so it isn't going to be a roach follow-up by any means.
Yep.
Knows he can be relatively safe, and he's going to go with his, I believe this was his initial plan last game, to go for a reactor Hellion opening.
Yeah. Especially by the placement of that factory.
It would have like saved that mech build 10 times more if he was able to have a larger Hellion count out earlier. Able to harass out. I mean, he did end up winning the game, though, so, I mean, can't take it away from him. Was able to survive that early onslaught from Quackers, but Quackers got the drone moving out with the Ling escort, going to be taking his 3rd very quickly, and I like that he's doing this game.
Yeah, it's something that really cost him, I think, in the last game. I mean, now he's not opting to go for any sort of roach pressure. This is a little bit longer of a distance between the bases, and
It is.
Overlord taking a little bit of damage here. I don't believe it can be sniped, though. That must suck to be an Overlord.
Oh.
Like, you have random Marines try and pick at you all game.
Oh, yes, the one on top.
And then apparently, like, Vikings come out too now.
Well, this Overlord is a hero Overlord for Quackers. He's scouting out the Banshee timing, the Hellion and the Banshee timing. He's going to get sat over top of a bunker, but...
Ooh. Oh man, it could indeed be here. No, we have a Marine coming to snipe.
Oop. Oh, that was brutal. They changed the graphics up. Man.
They did. Meanwhile, we do have a few Hellions running into Lings, or vice versa. Difficult to decide who came first, the chicken or the egg.
Chicken or the ling.
Yeah, or the ling.
The lava or the egg.
What would a Zergling taste like?
Ooh.
If you could liken it to one.
Let me inspect.
One meat product.
Let me inspect this. I'm gonna say squirrel. Have you ever had squirrel before?
I have not actually had squirrel, but I
Okay.
hear it tastes somewhat like shrimp.
Yeah, I hear good things, but just judging by those back legs on the lings, I'm gonna say squirrel.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
And these creep queens are taking a bit of damage at this point. Not enough energy to transfuse quite yet. Yoigen did manage to scout out the timing of the third. He has his double armory as well as a third of his own coming down. And that's dictated 100% by his opponent actually expanding too. You do not want to get caught with your pants down going for double armories when your opponent's going for some sort of 2-base Roachling Bane play or some sort of like layer taming with the mutas. I like the fact that Quackers is on his injects this game too. First Banshee comes in here, not able to do all too much damage. Does take a fair amount in return for getting 0 kills actually. Wow. It's quite unfortunate.
I'm kind of confused as to what Quacker's doing here. He went for the third, but he's only using it to make units. There's no drones being moved over there. He's only on 44 drones. Or 49 drones.
He has a Spire coming down now. We could see a 2-2 speed bane timing, which like recently in pro play you see it all the freaking time. Especially on Daybreak or Antigua. Maps where we have a large area to attack at the third base.
Oh, big surround on these Hellions. Every single Hellion may fall.
Oh, the Queen may too? No, his friend comes just in time. And the Banshees do manage to save the Hellions too, so... Wow, he's actually going to get a couple Banshees or Banelings for this Banshee free. Nice.
You know, without an Overseer or a Spore Crawler in any type of... any area here, it's just not going to work out. +1/+1 is about to finish up for Quackers, and looking at the main base of Yoigen right now, he doesn't have any turrets, so... There's the potential for the mutas to be very largely effective. I don't see any Thors out. Or started.
Yeah, he does have a couple missile turrets going up now, though, so he should be in a good spot. I mean, 1-1's going to be complete, too, and against mutas, that is so freaking critical. So good.
He gets the scan.
Yeah, nice. Alright, so...
He's getting his third base up.
Yeah, I'd imagine that we're going to see him take a fourth sometime soon. He's adding a couple of additional factories, and as soon as he gets the first couple rounds of production in, I mean, you can expand on this map and not really feel bad about it. It's very, very large. Counterattacks are a good option, I mean, but once you have these rocks down, there's only one entrance into your potential fourth base right here. Which actually, from the games that I've seen of Heart of the Swarm, this is taken much more often as a third base than this, interestingly enough. The little pocket expansion. Unlike Shakira's Plateau.
The one in the lower, from the Terran to the right there, directly to the right, or are you saying up?
No, this is up the... I guess that would call that the, like, 10 o'clock-ish.
Okay, yep. I see. Checked your view.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about... Do you think it was specifically the rocks in Shakira's Plateau? Like, what was the shift in the metagame that people decided... You know what? No. As a Terran, I'm not going to go ahead and take that base that's vertical above my main. I'm going to take the pocket expansion instead.
I think it was just the fact that we were now being either focused to defend up away from our main bases and then dropped with people starting to incorporate things like warp gates in their play, overlord drops. I mean, things like mutas made you so susceptible. If you're able to pack it in like this, like the way that we see Yoigen doing it right now, you're able to keep everything way confined. And I think the emergence of mech definitely influenced that.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see mech early in StarCraft.
Not at all.
It was the freaking white elephant, white rhino, whatever you want to call it.
Literally.
And
there were white rhinos. They were the Thors.
MVP was like, nah, man, this is actually how you do it.
Oh wow, we see the drilling claws upgrade. It makes the Widow Mines go from 3 second, I guess, charge time to only 1 second to place them, which is really, really key.
It is.
Oh my
really
god!
Good. Look how freaking fast they kill mutas. That's something that's really noticeable.
Yeah.
When you get that upgrade, because the 3 seconds, it's fast, but the 1 second is almost instant burrowing. So you can pick them up and move them from left to side.
Yeah, it's insane. We do actually have a Banshee making its way and scouting the fourth base of
I like that he
Quackers.
didn't attack there. I really like that he didn't attack.
Yeah, he didn't show the fact that he was coming into the third base. Injects are still not really down there for Quackers. Makes me sad. I would have really loved, actually, if he either had a macro hatch down at this point or started injecting his main, or creep tumoring up his main, so that it would make it easier to defend against Banshees. Because, I mean, at this point, he's had maybe 3 opportunities to snipe a Banshee where the creep spread has kind of limited him from getting that kill, as Queens are so ridiculously slow off creep.
Yeah, it feels like a drop in the main would actually be, like, crazy effective right now, considering he doesn't have that creep spread. And he still doesn't have his main and his natural connected through creep
Look
spread.
how many freaking Widow Mines are on the field right now. What do we have? What's a count? Alright, we have 19 Widow Mines in the field.
Uh-oh.
I feel like he's really putting us to the new Heartless Swarm units this game.
He's certainly committing now, Panda.
Yeah.
But with an Overseer lead, you can not only detect the Widow Mines, but you can tank damage with them too.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're moving out in the middle of the map and they do so much damage so quickly.
Look how fast they burrow. Holy crap. Oh wow, 15 Hydras on the way, and this is the Hydra speed upgrade, guys, for those of you new to Heart of the Swarm. It is a upgrade that allows Hydras to move 25% faster off creep.
Yeah, and Hydras are pretty beefy now. They don't take they don't take extra damage from units like Marauders anymore. So they can actually put up a lot in this fight. And considering that the Thor is now got a couple of different attack possibilities with it, I see Hydras being effective still against them. I mean, doing the DPS that they do, they're able to focus them down very quickly, while the Thor isn't really able to attack them as fast.
Yeah.
But the tanks and the Widow Mines, man.
Trying to hit up here at the fourth base, unfortunately, will be denied. And you can see how fast the Hydras can really keep up with this army. Holy crap. Oh man, Widow Mines.
Are they only 1 supply?
No, they're 2 supply.
2 supply, okay. I was gonna say. It's got a lot.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see them as a core composition unit. They're almost like a spellcaster in this.
Oh wow. Oh, beautiful fungal going down on a lot of those Hellions there.
He's gonna sneak in with a few more. Has an opportunity to take down some Festers, but he's gonna go for the drone line instead. And a great burrow there. Pulling the entirety of the army away of Quackers. If Yoigen had something set up to drop at the top or something to move across the map and towards the middle here, he would have had a great opportunity to there.
I guess he's just content to take this fourth base at this point. I mean, he does have 4 additional CCs that are currently morphing into orbitals.
Yeah.
I guess 2 of them are. Being a little bit lazy on the third one.
Moving out with the +3.
Yeah, this is a nice timing to hit. I mean, this is where his opponent's going to get 2-2, and...
But he didn't burrow his Widow Mines! Just lost like 7 tank shells are going to take them down with the creep tumor.
How much health? They have 90 health. So it does take a couple of tank shots to take them out.
Alright, so there are way less Widow Mines now, and this is a scary position here for Yoigen.
Yeah, but also for our Zerg player Quackers, he needs to be very careful about how he engages this huge amount of tanks.
With +3, this is very scary.
This is a deadly timing.
His upgrades aren't there yet, he's only at 2-2.
Oh, scans going down on all the infestors. Here comes the remainder of the forces, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
No, this train never stops, and the tanks aren't dying either because they have the +2 armor.
That was a really cost-effective engagement there from our Terran player. Is he even going to get us Overseer? No. Viking decides to back off. 21 more Roaches and 10 Hydras on the way here. I feel like we're watching a ZVP.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the unit compositions. It almost feels like Colossus bearing down on like Roach Hydras. I don't know. I don't know if this is the composition he wants. It's the composition he wants. I don't know if it's the composition he needs though.
Oh man. It's so difficult to engage this. Despite the fact that he has a bank, he really can't make these engagements cost effective. Especially now that the Widow Mines are being added in here.
Does he forget about like swarm hosts and vipers and?
I don't know. Vipers are pretty freaking good against mech.
Yeah, can I imagine pulling some of these units out right now and really whittling down tank count? That's really the scary part.
Yeah.
There's nothing beyond those tanks.
Oh, unsieging all of his forces here. This will...
Terran's getting on top. Roach is getting on top.
It's a party.
Actually, Panda.
It looks like just barely Yoigen will hold. He does have Widow Mines coming in en masse behind this. And looks like he's reinforcing more with Pure Thor.
Do so much damage.
Yeah, Widow Mines in action there.
It's going for Thor. The roaches may actually prove to be kind of effective here. There's 31 of them now on the map. The larva for Quackers is the problem. He's only got 13 right now. Can't make a whole variety of units. Is he on the high tech yet? He is on the high tech. Does have an Ultralisk Cavern, but doesn't have the bank to really make that many Ultras. Instead, he's opted for the Hydras. He will clean up Yoigen's army though. And looking at Yoigen's army count, it's not anywhere near Quackers.
I don't know. I think with a push, if he had just waited a little bit to better position his Widow Mines, he would have been more cost effective. But he did a fair amount of damage. He did destroy that base. He took away, like, what, 3 reinforcement waves of his opponent? But, I mean, sitting on 4 base right now, 71 drones. It's a good spot to be in as a Zerg. However, this is very, very roach heavy, so he won't necessarily have that Hydra DPS going into the next engagement.
Yoigen's just opting to stay on low supply, too.
Wow, reinforcing 5 tanks at a time.
Yeah, 6.
He does have a 5th base on the way now, too. And keep in mind, I mean, his ship plating is already at +3,
Yeah.
so now, here comes the fusion core. We will see an air transition, which I think is going to be a lot more popular considering the fact that Terran does now have double upgrades on that plating.
Yes, and he's going to need it because the Greater Spire is being morphed.
Look at this Banshee, 2 HP. Oh, but this Spore Crawler is burrowing in range. Sad.
Alright. Sneaky Roach is getting sneaky with it. And
Oh, he's just going straight for the planetary. Doesn't even bother about SCVs. No building armor, doesn't matter. It will be destroyed. And right now he's really... I mean, that's a big hit to Yoigen's economy. Especially during this Ultralisk Greater Spire transition.
This feels very difficult from the Terran perspective, Panda. Think about how many times you have to unseed your tanks, reseed your tanks, unburrow your Widow Mines, reburrow your Widow Mines. It's just, it seems almost like a frustrating way to play.
It's difficult on this map trying to get additional bases up and still being able to secure them on that one flank considering how wide it is. Losing a lot of roaches there, but he does manage to clean up the Banshee with the Hydralisks. Roach is merely tanking, but this BC transition may be enough to catch his opponent off guard. However, we do finally have some Vipers in production. And Vipers are insanely good with that blinding cloud against tanks. Nice spread, but I'm not sure about this engagement in his opponent's fortified position, especially with these Widow Mines burrowing. Will he lose all of his infestors with this too? He really needs to be careful.
You know what I like that Quackers is doing is soaking up Widow Mines damage.
Oh my god.
Just doesn't have enough units. The Thors will follow through here.
That was so one-sided.
Yeah, that was a tough decision to make. I mean, he didn't actually need to push in it. He could have just locked down this central area, kept complete map control, which he is currently doing. But you know, preserving units right now, I don't know if that was more of a trade, perhaps trying to repopulate with Ultralisks and the Vipers.
Yeah, I don't
didn't
know.
feel that way though.
I don't think it was cost effective enough to be just like, hey, Max, let's attack, yo. But again, 3 more battle cruisers in transition, and the Zerg has no wind of this at all. Oh, a Hellion drop does come in though, managing to pick up a fair amount of drone kills.
He's been playing around with that at the 4th as well, but hasn't really gotten too much with it. But you know, Yoigen has managed to kill 34 workers throughout the course of this game. Looking at the unit counting station here, he's down to 50 drones to the 57 SCVs. This is a very low econ game here up to this point. Neither player has a bank to work with at all.
Yeah.
So unit preservation is going to be key. A lot of queens being added on Panda. This is very...
With the Ultralist Viper, I mean, he's playing to pure ground at this point. I really don't see him adapting to this BC train. I keep talking about it, but like Blinding Cloud doesn't affect BCs. BCs kill everything. There's no neural parasite there.
Well, he does have infested Terrans, he does have the Viper, and he does have the Queens. If you can pull the BCs out of the battle, focus them down very quickly, maybe that can make a difference here. But he's got to make sure to use the ability on the Vipers to soak up the energy, and he just did that on the hatchery. Vipers have an innate ability to take damage health for energy. So what a lot of players have been doing is building evolution chambers to compensate for this.
Whoa, that's insane. I've seen it before in pro games, but I haven't made the switch in my mind. I have to play with those. That's my new unit.
Really cool.
Play with the Vipers. So we do have Yamato Cannon, as well as +3 air, +3 flyers for Quackers. I mean, he's been upgrading those since he got the Mutalisks early on in the game.
Does Binding Cloud work on tanks?
Yes. Oh. If we ever see an engagement of just like Vipers versus ground in the future games, you're gonna laugh. It's so incredibly one-sided.
Like, look at how he's got his tanks and Thors clumped up. If he just clouded that with the Ultralist, there would be nothing. Like, it would be nothing. Hellion run by gonna go again. I like that he's staying active with his units.
Yeah.
And trading them where he needs to refill them with other things. That's at least he's trying to get some use out of them.
At the same time, the Roaches have had the launch towers pretty much all game, so he's been very attuned to all of these Hellion shenaniganry.
Does take out a bunch of drones, though. And manage to sneak a Widow Mine in there?
Oh, man.
I don't know. It looked like way more went down than should have.
Yeah.
The larva count is great now for Quackers, though. He's sitting at a max supply with 72 larva in tow.
That's going to be huge. I mean, now he can just start building his bank up, now that he has the upgrades that he wants.
Yes. Doesn't have the bank that he perhaps wants at this point. And, you know, he doesn't actually have this 6th base completely saturated. And, you know, losing those drones over there at the 4th, he doesn't have anything mining up those last couple of mineral patches. He didn't repopulate his gas geyser on the one there. So, we're going to have to see who's able to really go to the late game macro stages of this game, pick the right positions, pick the correct engagements, and most importantly, remax their armies once everything is completely destroyed.
Yeah, he's getting just all of the filler upgrades now. Melee, not really a filler upgrade, but Adrenal Glands, Neural Parasite, which will really help against the BCs, Hydra Range, which, to my knowledge, I thought that he had it. I always see Hydras on the field, I'm like, oh, you got range. But no, he actually got speed first. It is now a layer upgrade instead of that Hive tech. Yoigen killing about 6 of his own SCVs.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was going to sack him anyway, though, so why not? Sitting at 40 SCVs, but both players, unlike what we usually see in this matchup, both players sitting around equal worker counts, quite low. Oh, wow. The Ravens are interesting. I want to know if he's going to go for the Vipers with those. I don't think it really... Personally, I don't think it benefits getting the supply cost in Ravens now that the Seeker Missiles only targets 1 unit.
Yeah, it's kind of weak.
Yeah, it's very difficult to make work against all of these units. I mean, look at how many spellcasters specifically you have. That's a lot of purple on the screen to try and pick off.
Yeah.
Hey, these are Vipers in the split second that you need to take them out before Blinding Cloud.
This Zerg army is making me anxious, Panda. It's like...
Yeah.
Very large in variety and girth and, yeah, a whole lot of spellcasters mixed in here. And, I mean, the Terrans got tanks, got Thors... But I really don't know how we're going to see this clash. I get the feeling a lot of it's going to come down to micro. And how well can the Vipers be controlled? Will they clump up and get shot down by the Thors? I think that would be the most effective use of the Thors right now.
Definitely.
And if you can combo that with... I mean, does the Seeker Missile do any splash damage at all?
No. Nope.
Ah!
It's a single target nuke.
What's the point?
It's like Yamato, but it costs... I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, it costs more energy. The unit now, like, doesn't have as much viability as it used to. I don't know why. I don't know really why they did that.
The point defense drone could be in handy versus this mass queen thing, but the queens are most likely just going to be transfusing everything. Like, I don't know. This is a lot of micro for Quackers to actually try to handle here. And I think this is why we see him stuck in this defensive posture, not really just being content with not moving in, but this is almost feels like a stalemate.
Yeah, one thing to note, these Thors are in their, like, I'm gonna go kill air mode.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are. That's what
I
these,
like that.
all these big guns are.
I really like that decision.
Whoa, the Ultralisks are being sacrificed, actually. He's gonna go for pure air off of this.
Those Thors just crush those Ultras.
Oh, yeah.
Very fast, too.
Yeah, Thors are ridiculously effective against Ultralisks. No patches needed.
Man, look at those things.
Don't they look awesome, though? The transition is the best
awesome.
part of this.
Alright. Here we go. It is,
Alright.
you can...
Here we have what could be the engagement. He's actually morphing a couple Brutes there, which will be vulnerable to the Thors and PCs. Here goes Yamato and a couple of new Seekers. You can see the animation there.
Yeah, he's focusing Broodlords down specifically here, so the Broodlord count is completely nullified. There's only one left, and he's moving through. The clouds are going down, reducing the army, reducing the range of the attack on these units.
Yeah, but not enough. I mean,
no substance for the Zerg here.
Oh, here comes the Blinding Cloud. A little more, but I mean, the Zerg's just losing his entire army, and he's gonna have to. Yeah,
Just GG's.
I think that was a miscontrol, to be honest.
It was just a lot of micro to handle. Like I said before, trying to fungal, trying to throw in Infestaterrans, trying to throw the cloud down, trying to snatch units out, trying to transfuse. It was just it just was too much. I think it's just too much stuff to try to do at once.